they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us names. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Brian, and today is Friday, May 24th, 2024, and this is episode 705 of the Lots Project podcast, and it's titled Let's Chat About AI. I'll be chatting a little bit about AI, a little bit about wants and desires, a little bit about Buff State, and so much more. First, let's check in with Coffee Crew, see who's hanging out in the live chat. Grab a cup of coffee, hang out for about an hour. Let's see what's going on. Good morning. Hello, how is everyone? Pickle Pete in. Pickle Pete, New Music Friday, whoop whoop, morning crew. Pete, you are... you got to be pretty excited for your new album release this morning. That's a big deal. I was checking it out last night while I was doing trying to upload it for you, and yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. Not necessarily 100% my bag by any means, but well done on I'm throwing that together. And if you get me those individual MP3s, I'll help you out. Would pour a cup, see what's in the cup today. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for stopping in here on YouTube, and I assume over on Nostr as always. Every morning streaming here to the YouTube, to a horizontal feed. We're also doing a live vertical feed to YouTube, just so it pops up some other places in the stream over there. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, X, and Rumble, I guess. I don't know. I don't even think I know my Rumble login anymore. But anyway, what's in the cup today? In the cup, we got FTO Blonde Espresso. I think by the end of the day, the bag will be gone. It's been a long week, guys. It's been a long, hard week. If you were around on Tuesday, you know how hard the beginning of the week was, and it's been a lot of sweat therapy over the last couple days. So I've been tired in the mornings, and I've been sipping a little extra coffee. That FTO Blonde Espresso has gotten me through the week. It has a nice full flavor. It is, man, it's just about perfect. If you're interested in trying FTO Blonde Espresso, head over to foodforestfarms.com. Look for the order now. Hit that. If you want to save 5%, you can always use LOTS5, LOTS5 at checkout. That's LOTS5. We'll get you 5% off forever and ever, all the time. And we also always get free shipping at foodforestfarms.com. And if you're a listener to the show and you're hearing this, if you listen to the show and you are and you're hearing this, you can use LOTS10 one time. If you never used it before, LOTS10, 10% off, LOTS10. Get you 10% off over at foodforestfarms.com. And once you taste it, you'll never go back, and you'll get discovering that there's a great program that Brian runs. It's basically it's an NFT. Don't let the word scare you. It's basically a club where you buy a position in the club, and then you pay $40 a month, and you get, I think it's $40 a month still, Brian. I don't know. I buy lots of extra coffee and all sorts of stuff. I don't even know what the minimum is anymore. But it's a monthly 2-pound requirement to purchase. And you get your 2 pounds, you get a steep discount. You get all sorts of other benefits. And yeah, I've been a member for years. I think literally years now, Brian, right? If you're still listening, I think C4 is going on years with a plural. Anyway, foodforestfarms.com to check out that awesome, okay, $40, $2 pounds minimum. There we go. Also, while you're there, check out One Take Records. It's a tab up on the top. Brian's been doing some music production with the help of AI. We'll be talking about AI today. While you're over there, go check out what he was able to accomplish. I think the total track time for the whole album that he put out for release there, and then it's going to be out on YouTube this morning. I think he said it's 19 minutes total. Give it a listen. Give a few minutes a listen. Give the whole thing a listen. You know someone that likes the genre of music that he made. You do. Like, I know you do. Just figure out who it is and send it to them. Download it for free. Send it to them. Make their day. Hey, what is this? Cool. Hey, new track to listen to. Foodforestfarms.com, sponsor of the show, serving me fantastic coffee. Looks like years, like 30 now, I think. There you go. There you go. That sounds about right. He's got more crystals to give away too. Look at that. Pickle Pete's finding crystals left and right out there in the West Coast. He's finding these light emitting crystalline structures. He's not he's calling them crystals. I'm not sure if they are necessarily what you would refer to as crystals, but they are pretty cool. They glow. They emit light when you shine light. Do they charge up at all, Scramblin'? Do you when you put them in the light, do they capture and release light like a glow in the dark? But anyway, he polishes them up and then he sends them out with coffee orders. He's got 2 crystals to ship free with the next 2-pound orders. Nice. Little bonus gift with a 2-pound order. You're not going to regret it. Anyway. It's been a week, guys. It's been a week. I opened up my eyes this morning and I was exhausted and I said, there's probably a good reason why I'm tired, but yeah, I woke up this morning, I was pretty beat, and it's okay. It's all right to be exhausted, I guess, and just got to make sure you're cognizant of it and take care of it. Jim asked, aren't you using a password manager? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Rumble's in there. I signed up Rumble, I don't know, forever ago, and it just kicks around. The problem is I log in on my phone, I log in on other devices, and I don't necessarily move the password manager to all the devices I use. And I believe I was setting up Rumble for something on a secondary phone that I had, cold storage phone, whatever. And I didn't have the password manager on there, and I changed the password. And now the password manager has the wrong password in it. And I just, I don't go there. Like I don't visit the site at all. So it is what it is. Good morning, Hunter. Me too. you too. And Chris Dixon, good morning to you. And does AI mean anti-intelligence? Well, I don't know. Does it? I think it can mean both. I think it really can mean. I think it can mean the creation and advancement of more. Bless you. More intelligence. I think it can spur intelligence. I think it can help with education and knowledge. But I think it can also go severely the other way and be anti-intelligence. And that's kind of what I was contemplating on today. It's not necessarily a this is how to use AI episode. It's more of what are you guys doing with it right now? What I'm doing with it, what your thoughts are going forward. So yeah, there was a question there. I think I might start doing the questions through YouTube. If you're on YouTube, is there a question pinned at the top of the live stream comments? I don't know if it's there or not. If it is, I appreciate if you check it out and you answer it. If you don't want to answer it, I don't care really. I would like it. It would help. But if it's not there, I mean, you can't answer it. Cormac, good morning. Thanks for stopping in. Hunter says he's exhausted. Yeah, I kind of guessed that, but I was just wondering if you were trying to revamp the Me Too movement and if you had like a bad night last night or something. Mike's Homestead says sell now. Bitcoin's crashing 67,413. You can send it all to me. Send it all to me. I got you a troubleshooting link, Mike. I sent it to you on Telegram. If that doesn't help, maybe we set up a time and I can see where you're going wrong. Canadian Farmstead, good morning, Vietnam. All the way from Canada? Canadian Farmstead. My point exactly. Canadian Farmstead says it's pretty much worthless now. Bitcoin's just worthless. I was reading some guys chatting about this cycle, this halving cycle, this bull run, and this coming bull run or whatever it happens. Good morning, Real Hour Life. Thanks for stopping late at work. It happens. It's acceptable. We're all right. It's just a Friday show. It's starting kind of slow here. I'm kind of foggy. I'm having another day. It's just another Friday. I'm getting up. I think tomorrow I'll end up sleeping in because it's been a long week. But we're just rolling with it today. I'm going to talk about AI a little bit. I'm going to talk about some stories I saw on the interwebs, and just whatever comes up. So appreciate you stopping as always. Mike saying that he's going to bring his Jade to the office today. Try again. Forgot it. Fair enough. Anyway. Oh, before I go on, guys, I got something yesterday in the mail. No conspiracies today, Canadian Farmstead. I didn't have a whole lot of motivation to dive into TikTok or shit like that this week. Corey's been sending me TikToks left and right, and she's like, "Did you see any of the TikToks I sent you?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't think I signed on to TikTok at all yesterday." Brain's been foggy. We might get there. Jim says, I have a friend that won't buy Bitcoin, but Q told him to buy Ripple, so he did. Oh, man. I was telling Corey she's got there's somebody that in her workforce that goes by Q, and I'll regularly hear her use that name, and I just every time I hear it, it's like I get ripples up my spine. I'm like, oh god, this shit's back. How long is that whole scam been going on? The Q bullshit. It was prior to when he was elected, so that was what, in 2016. Chris Dixon says motivation. You've been busting your ass at the landing. I have been working out there. I'm just saying I didn't have any motivation to sit down and fucking stare at TikTok and try to figure out conspiracy theories. So Q, I think, has been around since 2016 or prior. I mean, he must have been. So it was he popped up on 4chan, right? So that would have been 2013. Canadian Farmstead says I had the right motivation. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I just didn't want anybody to be disappointed because we weren't talking conspiracy theories today. We might be if we're going to start talking about Q. I haven't kept up on Q in years. It just oh, it doesn't take motivation to waste time on TikTok. All right. Anyway, guys, sometimes you get a product in the mail. Yeah, Jim says the worst part is they look at every coincidence and run with it. Yeah. Pip's wondering if it's Q from Star Trek. No. Every once in a while, guys, you get a product in the mail that you just didn't know you needed. I'm still not sure I need it. Or anybody. I don't know. I, mm, it, it's intriguing me. It might grow on me. I don't know. I requested it. I requested it because I had to see what it was. So here, I'll just show you. So I'm always a sucker for a water bottle. I like water bottles. The stainless bottles. I've got one I used for a long time. From it's like an Ozark Trail or something like that. I recently got the Revelist one that I did a couple reviews on. I've been using that off and on. Been more for using that for coffee and warm stuff. But I'm always a sucker for a new water bottle, especially when it's free. Well, I guess it's not free. I got to do a video and talk about it. And maybe this will qualify. So I saw this bottle. The company is called Hand Fan. And they make a, Chris Dixon says, sounds like me and a flashlights. Yeah, me too. Flashlights, gadgets, anything like that. Just, you don't know what you need. You don't know what you need till you get it, right? So I was looking through the listings of companies, and this company called Hand Fan had this. Jim says pause and restart like you were doing the video. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Hand Fan water bottle. Reweiler Life says no Stanley in yoga pants. You could see me in Stanley in yoga pants. I'd roll with that. I'd roll with that. So this company called Hand Fan says sends me this thing, this water bottle, and I was like, oh, at a minimum it's a water bottle. So I get it yesterday, and first of all, it's a water bottle. It's like, you can see it's compared to my head. It came in a box like this big, like bigger than the screen. Amazon box inside a box. And so I get it out. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. You can see it. It's just a stainless steel water bottle. Yeah, just normal. I can't get the backwards. Stainless steel water bottle, screw on lid. It's got this. Doesn't screw on very good. I had in trouble last night. I think the threads are fucked up or something. I don't know. It's got this weird rubber handle thing. I'm not sure if I like that or not yet. And then it's got a straw on it. So this thing slides out here. This little drinky, sippy straw thing. Kind of, you can't really see it that good. It folds out there and it hooks to the straw on the inside. Now, here's where it gets interesting. And I didn't know that anybody would need this. Like, seriously, anybody would need this. Or if it would work. So you take this little cover here and you twist it and you pull it off like this. And you guys are going to love this shit. When you do this, it's a fan. Like, seriously, blow yourself off with the fan. And you can even get a drink of water. I think you can. And then blow yourself off with the fan. I thought it was probably a fan that like squirted water into the fan. Like, that's what I was thinking. But boy, when you're hot, you can use this to cool yourself off after you drink the water, along with drinking the water. And it's got battery levels, and it's got different fan. It's got a low. That's slightly, just a little breeze. I'm sure the battery lasts longer, but you can do it medium. Ooh. Woo. And then high, just like blow you right over. Canadian Farmstead says, so you are blowing and sucking at the same time. You can. Rewilder Life says menopausal women will love it. New target market. New target market. But Mike's Homestead says that they're great for the sun hot flashes. All right. Whoop, whoop. Jim says, is it a mister? No, it's not. That's I thought it was a mister. And the more I looked into the product, the more I got excited. Because the side says, I'll put it up here. Hand fan, inventor of the fan water bottle. Why the fuck did you put that on the bottle? What the hell? And then it comes with this little cap if you want it. Uh-oh, lost my gasket. That's not good. If you want to take the fan off and only use it as as just a storage container for water, you can use this other cap. Also came with a USB charging cord to recharge your fan. Oh, sometimes things show up. Some things show up, and you just never know. You never know. Oh man. So that was my sample inbox for yesterday. But anyway, quick little update on yesterday. I did a more. I should put this in the video. I can literally clip it and upload it as my content. If I clip it on YouTube, if I clip it out of the YouTube replay, it'll give me a dedicated link for the section that I clip, and I can actually upload that as fulfillment of my video processing. Canadian Farmstead, that was my thought exactly. He says sometimes people solve problems no one has. Like, I have never picked up my water bottle, and I might now. I might be like, this is the most fantastic thing ever. I'm not saying that it isn't. It wasn't needed, but I just have never made the connection in my synapses. Has never happened that I was like, oh man, I could use a drink and a fan. I mean, with the emergence of battery technology the way it is, anything's possible, guys. We can have water bottles with fans and everything. Oh, it also came with the bacteria spreader that Chris Dixon was talking about, Bacteria Factory. It came with this this little pipe cleaner thing. Hunter says that's a product for my wife. All right. I'll get you a link as soon as I find one. Pickle Pete says that's like a Bic lighter pouch built into a pickaxe. Jim says it needs tweezers and a red cross. Who in the audience had a Swiss Army knife? Anyway, I was out at Delinquent Scully, and man, whoever dropped Lot's Landing yesterday, I think it was Mike's Homestead. You got that fucker stuck in my head. Thanks a lot for that. I can't think of anything else. But I was out there yesterday. I moved a shitload of weight up the hill. So we got these. Oh man, I used this soap on my scalp yesterday, and it's just dry. I can feel it like cracking open. I need to put some lotion on it. I don't know. So I got these I got this soft-sided garage. Pickle P says use the pet spray. I said, how many sprays do you think was in that bottle, dude? Did you know that we like our dogs needed 10 sprays of that shit? Like, how many sprays were supposed to be in that bottle? Maybe it leaked. It went quick. It went quick. Jim's wondering about tallow soap. It's just, it's actually, I shouldn't say that it was the soap. It was, I'm guessing the temperature of the water. It's a long story. It's a long story. I got some weird fucking skin. It's long involved story. Mike Somstead says today on the Lots Project podcast, sucking, blowing, and rubbing lotion on head sounds like a party. Yeah, it's Friday here. Anyway, one of the accomplishments this week was getting the tote up to the cabin site. Did that on Wednesday. Told you guys about it yesterday. Jim said I bought some tallow soap at SRF from Grandma's Homestead. My friend Thesia Ellis is who was selling that, and it's fantastic. If you need her contact information, Jim, I can get it for you. So I got the water tote up there. Yesterday, my goal was to get all the boxes that arrived for our structures that we're going to put up before we put up the cabin. Something to get materials as we haul materials in, as we haul tools, things like that. Some stuff out of the weather so we can store it. It's not like we're going to bring everything in all in one day and put it all up, and it's not going to rain or have anything like that. So, all right, Jim, I'll get you her information after the show. If you don't see it from me, just remind me. And so we purchased a soft side garage. You've seen them. They're just like the pop-up canvas or tarp side 12 by 20 garage with the pipe frame. Picked up one of those. It arrived at Jamie's house. Thanks, Jamie, again and again for letting me ship stuff to your house. I appreciate it so much. And then also, I had found a company that was willing to send me out a 10 by 12 metal shed to pop up and to pop up or to put up there and have as another structure. They just asked me to do a review video of it or a installation video or all sorts of shit. And so that came in. Now, the way these ship, the shed is over 300 pounds assembled. It's shipped in 3 boxes. I think I still have the weights. It was like 80 pounds, 95 pounds, and 125 pounds, something like that, were the 3 boxes. And then the soft side garage was like 140 pounds or something like that. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was like, okay. The garage was in this short, squatty box that was big and awkward. And Jamie and I were loading in the back of the truck, and he's like, hey, man, I can help you get it up to the site. And this was the goal. So that this weekend, Corey and I can get out and clear some more brush, drop some trees, and start getting these structures up so we can get the materials there. And so Jamie says, I can help you. And I look over and he's got his dolly, his 2-wheel dolly, not his play dolly. He keeps those inside out of sight usually, unless we're having like a barbecue or something. But yeah, 2-wheel dolly, rubber tires. And I was like, I wonder if I can use that to haul him up the hill. And he offered to help me. And I said, let me give the dolly a try. I've moved a lot of shit by myself with dollies, not necessarily through the woods for a couple hundred yards and up a significant hill. But I'm a stubborn asshole, and I'll try to do it myself. And if I can't do it myself, I'll come and get you for help. And so we get everything loaded in the bed of the truck. I take it down to the property with the dolly and a couple of ratchet straps, and I pull the first box out. And of course, the first one I pull out is the soft side shed. It's the heaviest box. It's the most awkward. It's the most cumbersome. I pull it out. I strap it to the dolly, and away I go. And I fought it the whole way. I shouldn't say the whole way. We had Pickle Pete says lay the dolly down with a pull rope. It's not that type of dolly. He does have one like that, but it's got a blown tire. If I had laid I got some rope. And anyway, I struggled with it up to about halfway up. I would say it's about halfway. Where I had to take the previous day, I had to take out some blowdown that had been there that needed to be removed for a long time. I got it all cleared out so I could get the tote up there. That was the whole genesis of my day on Wednesday. I got the trail cleared. I got the tote up there. And so now we have an egress to get to the cabin site with not a whole lot of trouble. I got to take a video of it. I'm excited to get the distance and the elevation change on this path. It's significant. It's not undoable by any means. Obviously, I've gotten the tote up there and all 450 or 500 pounds worth of boxes yesterday. But I got to this part where the blowdown I had cleared out yesterday, and I had already wrestled this fucking box up to that point. And Chris Dixon, that's a great point. I'll get to that in a second. And Jim, there are more videos coming. Don't worry. A lot of videos. I just got to get back in the swing of things after this week's gone sideways. So I wrestled this box, not necessarily through a lot of the steep stuff, but it was a lot of side hill. So this awkward heavy box just wanted to keep rolling over off the dolly. So I wrestle it. And I get to the point where the blowdown had been, where I'd cleaned it out. And there's a fucking tree there. Like, no shit. In the exact same spot that I cut the fucker out the day before, Wednesday, to get the tote through. We had some storms roll through and some pretty windy shit. And another tree fell down in the exact same fucking spot. And I was like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Like the thumbnail picture from yesterday's show with the arching tree. Yeah, that was all full of branches because another tree fell down right in front of it. So walk back down to the truck, grab the saw. Chris Dixon says the land is telling us something. Yeah, man, maybe. I'll tentatively listen. I don't have to take anything through there for a while. And so I went, good morning, K-Bonk. Thanks for stopping. So I went down to the truck. I got the saw. I got the machete. I bucked it up a little bit. I cut it out. I moved it. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Well, away we go. And after this point is right where the steep hill starts. And there's one section of steep hill, and the rest is pretty manageable. It's a one section, and I would say it's probably 50 yards, like this. Maybe like that. I don't know. And so I struggled up it. I mean, of course, I started with the heaviest one, which turned out to be a good thing, except I did the second heaviest one last. I did the heaviest one, and then I did the lightest one. I was like, oh, man, this next one's easy. But I get it up. I struggle it up the slope. I get to the kind of the flat spot. I scoped out a new way around that cuts off some distance, but I didn't have the energy in me to clear the briars on the way through. And I come around the corner, and I got the box on the dolly, and I'm going down the path in the cabin site. I could see the cabin site. I'm rolling along, and I was like, oh, shit, there's a log. And then I realized there were 3 logs that I was able to roll the tote over, because the tote was so big and it was on this oblong rolling pattern. But the dolly, I was not going to fuck around with trying to roll these up over. They were probably 8 to 10 to 12-inch logs. And so back down the hill to get the fucking chainsaw, back up all the way up the hill to cut out the logs, move the garage one, went back down. And like I said, the next one was the lightest box. That one was pretty easy. That one moved up pretty easy. The last one was the heaviest one of the metal shed. That one was a little difficult. Plus, I was just gassed from the whole day. By that point, it was pretty humid. I was drenched. But I got it all up there. I got it wrapped up in a tarp. It's all there waiting for us to clear a spot and assemble it. So that's fantastic. Chris Dixon mentioned up here, says, does the path layout lend for a block and tackle system to pull a cart, or is it just pack mule only? So the one spot I'm mentioning, the the hill from where the blowdown was to the top of the steep hill. The rest is manageable. Is it sloped? Yeah. Is it manageable? Absolutely. The one steep spot, Jim's thinking trebuchet. I'm thinking that might be on the top of the hill for defense purposes. Fire the flaming cannonballs. But I was looking at this. So as I'm trying to K-Bong says wire rope winch. As I'm struggling to pull this box up, and I could go like 4 or 5 feet and stop and rest. And stop and rest. And I'm observing, which any good designer does, I guess. I was thinking exactly what you guys are thinking. A pull rope of some sort, a winch mounted to a tree, because it's a straight shot. The steep hill is a straight shot. And so I think I'm picturing like a ski lift, or more likely a like the snow tubing hills with the continual. You turn it on, it just goes round and round, and you said, you hook a cart to it, it pulls the cart up, you get to the top, you unhook the cart, and it just keeps going round and round. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Possibly, maybe. I don't even know if we'll need it. I don't know. It really wasn't that bad getting the stuff up there. It was exhausting. It was tiring, but I'm fucking fat and out of shape. So there is that. Every time I go up the hill, it gets easier though. So yeah, that stuff's up there. It was good. Yeah, I'm thinking tow rope of some sort, possibly, maybe in the future, depending on what I want to get up there. The dolly works great. I'm going to look into some more off-road style dollies that will really probably work. But we really don't have much super heavy cumulative weight. We have a ton. I mean, but you can take one piece of lumber at a time if you want. Jim says you'll be running those hills before you know it. And that's the plan. K-Bong says I swapped a synthetic winch rope for wire one and it worked great. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I don't know what weight capacity I want to do. I'm trying to wrap my head around what the heaviest we'll be taking shit up there is. Chris Dixon says it might be easy, but mechanical advantage is easier sometimes. Yeah, and that's the thing. Is it like juice squeeze? And would I benefit more by spending those funds on something else? I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'll ask AI at some time. That was the topic of the day. AI. Hunter says it'll be an anchor point. There's a tree right at the top that's a perfect anchor point, and a tree at the bottom that's a perfect mount point for a pulley for just a continual loop. And you could get to the edge and just strap on, and whoop, up the hill you go. Maybe we could even do like a little cart for Corey. She said the dog. I think she was interested in being able to ride the cart up the hill. We have our own little thing like they have, was it in San Francisco, the rail car that goes up the side of the hill. AI. You guys using AI for anything? I know Scramblin popped in here. He's been using several different AIs to help produce his music album, to take his ideas and turn them into music and video and art and all of that. Hunter says, where's the hospital going to be? I don't know where the closest hospital is to that place. Oh, it is. It's right down the road. Actually, it's right down the road. And Pico P says, and to fight the man. K-Bonk's asking how long it will be. I'm guessing that hill is probably 50 yards. Oh, I gotta get the rolling measure out there and roll it, and try to figure out the easiest way to figure out elevation change. I have an app that does elevation change. It needs to be connected to the fucking internet for some reason. Jim says we're not done solving the physics problem. Good morning, John Palmer. Good morning, good day, and good weekend to you, and happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. I didn't even mention that. But AI could probably help me solve this problem. Chris Dixon says, my experience with AI so far has been like reading instructions from Indonesia. Interesting. Hunter says lasers. Jim says 75-foot zip line. How expensive could that be? We plan on doing zip lines on the property. It'll be down the road, but we'll see. Pickle Pete says, Dixon, did you upload them in a foreign language and get them interpreted? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. AI is pretty damn simple to use. What I'm using currently, I use Jasper. Jasper is a generative language AI program that I purchased a subscription for a year. I use it for show notes. I use it for it has a browser extension. So when I click on any text field, I have the option to to improve the writing, change the writing, do anything I want with the writing. And this has all been backloaded in at the beginning. I was able to give it samples of my writing. I was able to point it to my website. I was able to point it to my Facebook page, and it got the general consensus of my writing style, my this and that, and the whole shebang. And then as I use it and accept answers that it gives, it dials in more and more what I want it to sound like. Is it great? No, not yet. Will I pay for another year subscription? No, because I found so many other free models that do a much better job and are progressing quickly. So probably not. So that's one thing I'm using. I also use Claude 3, which is another generative AI, and ChatGPT, which you've probably all heard of. Other than that, we use it all the time. You, me, everybody. K-Bong says no AI here. Bullshit. I will guarantee you at some point during your week you've interacted with AI and you don't even fucking know it. I mean, you should know it, but you probably don't notice it. So we're all using it or being used by it. some of the things I've been wondering though are where are and scrambling kind of spurred this thought the other day with a post I saw he had about his album. What where does the credit go? Jim says, I played with it a while back, but I'm not using it with intention. A while back is a long time ago, is what I'm realizing. Excuse me. I was pretty on top of it for a while. And then I kind of dialed into what I wanted to use and started using it and made it part of my daily computer work or whatever I needed to do. I have a chat GPT app on my phone that I ask questions. I ask, it's basically like Google on steroids. But it also provides other functionality. I talked about yesterday the songs that kind of popped up in Toolman Tim's chat. Somebody we posted a picture. I posted a picture, and somebody said that should be a country song, and like literally ChatGPT spit out the lyrics for a whole country song in under 30 seconds. So it's a fun tool like that. To mess around with. But John Palmer says I don't really have a use for it in my life. It's kind of like my fan water bottle. Maybe you don't know you have a reason. Maybe you don't have think you have a use for it. You do. You'll find it. Did you have a use for Google when Google came out? Chris Dixon says, is AI all about the users? It needs to learn by the way of use. The more it uses, the better it becomes. Exactly. I've been propositioned several times to do voice training for AI. Basically, okay, John, do you look anything up on the internet? DuckDuckGo, fucking whatever search engine you need to use. Like, seriously? You don't look anything up on the internet? When the internet was you're old enough, when the internet was involved, like, there's no, I got no use for the internet. Nope, never will. Nope. So I've been propositioned many times. Navigation, yeah. I mean, it's been around us. It's just like the new capabilities are what's changing it. Algorithms, navigation, all that stuff you guys are mentioning are all AI. They're Mike Homestead says, "What's the internet?" But anyway, I've been asked several times, both for my show audio and wow, can you imagine the AI bot trained on my show audio? My show audio, I've been given the opportunity to record samples of voice text for different dialects, for different inflections, for different speaking styles, for the AI to recognize voice patterns. I've yet to do any of that, which is weird. It's a more of a time thing than a scared thing. Or like, I don't want them training it on my voice. They'll know my voice. Yeah, they fucking steal my shit for free if they want. It was nice of them to ask and to offer to pay me, but they really don't. It's public domain. My shit's everywhere. Like, no one's going to know. I'm not going to know if they take my stuff and train an AI voice model in the background to recognize all the words I say, and then like how would I even know? So it's nice of them to actually ask. I mean, they have to provide that data if it's asked, and I think that's why they do. John Palmer says my day consists of driving, taking care of my wife, and sleeping. How do you get from one point to the other? Is it the same route every day, or do you use navigation? Jim says, like Brian said, whoever that asshole is, a little time means a lot. It's come a long way and it's getting better exponentially, and just super fast, evolving. The stuff coming out, like I settled into my routine with Jasper, using ChatGPT off and on, messing around, doing different stuff, and the other day, a couple of weeks ago, maybe even more, a month now, K-Bong says, I know it's affecting me and don't care. Well, that's two different things, K-Bong. That's two different things. A couple months ago now, Brian was telling me, Scramblin was telling me about a new AI model he was using. I checked it out. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It is limited in use for free, but exploring these new things and seeing how much they've evolved even since I decided to go with Jasper when I decided to pay for that yearly subscription, which, I paid for a year, and so I feel obligated to use it for a year. I turned off that auto subscribe thing because I'm going to move to some other things. But the difference in the 6 months since I was daily looking into different AI stuff and thinking and figuring out ways to use it in my daily life, because I have a lot of monotonous things that I do on a daily basis that could be really beneficial for using AI to do. If AI could clean out my spam box and my inbox on a daily basis and only leave me the messages that actually matter, I'm getting there. I don't trust it yet. I don't trust it to not delete something I need to see. But man, I get a shitload of emails every day over all my different email accounts. Yeah, I don't know. Pickle P says someone is going to program it, so I'm teaching it to like me. Who knows in 20 years if it gives me a 10-second heads up on bad shit butterfly wings. John Palmer says, I wish AI could clean my house. It can eventually. Don't worry. In conjunction with your Roomba and your machine that it's installed in, it'll clean your house. It's not going to be long. Rewilder Life says, oh yeah, my email. Yeah. That's one thing. Doing show notes, uploading, all of this stuff can be automated with AI. I just haven't gotten to the point to sit down and do it. I'm really interested in eventually finally getting this personal server thing figured out and set up, and purchased, and all sorts of fun stuff like there. But it's it'll be interesting because I want to install my own AI, my non-censored AI on my personal server. That's one of the things that I have intentions of doing at some point here. I'm learning about it. I want to run a Bitcoin node, I want to run a Lightning node, and I want to run my own private AI. We'll see. But the automation that it'll be able to do will be great. It'll be interesting for sure. Rewilder Life says Roomba still, I'm guessing it says Roomba still has a long way to go, but yeah, it all has a long way to go. But you know what? Chris Dixon said, he's had limited use with it, and I'm guessing it was quite a while ago, but not that long ago. And he got some really interesting replies. In the last 6 months, the changes and the advancements, I don't see it long before there's we're the Jetsons. We're the Jetsons. I've seen demonstrations of some of the AI bots that they're making, like these humanoid bots. Pickle P says it's going to start breaking all the bad science. The proof is undeniable, depending on who programs it. John Palmer says nothing to it but to do it. Yeah, I do know that, but there is nothing. There is something to it. I need more hours in the day. Wilder Life was searching for a Roomba that didn't need Wi-Fi. Yeah, I don't know if that's a possibility. I don't know, but I was watching a video of it was like a robot, a robot that had an AI model installed in it. And they've done these videos over and over and over. And, you know, they were excited when they got them to walk. They were excited when they got them to converse. This demonstration was more reasoning. There were several different things on the table. There were different scenarios. There were different like things that were semi-related, things that weren't related at all. And the guy that was interacting with this AI robot said, he's like, "Hey, do this." Asked it to do a task, and it did it. Pip says, "I've seen the Terminator movies. I know how this ends." And dude, it was scary as shit. The guy says, "Do this. Pick up the apple." He says, "Now put the apple down where you think it should go." So it didn't give it really instructions on where to put it in this big collage of different items. And it figured out where it should go, like the logical thing. I can't remember exactly how it was set up. It also asked it to do another random task with these seemingly unrelated items. And it was able to reason and think through the proper things from what it had been taught. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not making up its mind. It doesn't have a mind. It's got a database of information that it's been fed, and it's able to analyze this on such a intricate level that it's able to make decisions. Oh yeah, that's right. Pickle Pete says he said pick up the food, and it had to know that the apple was food. Yeah, and then it was like doing the dishes, and it had him put the dishes away. Pickle pieces in that while it was folding laundry. Yeah, it was pretty amazing to watch, because then he asked it follow-up questions about the whole interaction, and it was spot on. And you know what? I don't need a robot. I don't need a robot to make decisions for me. But if I had one sitting in the kitchen, and I was like, "Hey, cook me dinner. When you're done, fucking clean up the dishes. And when you're done with that, be sure the laundry's done and the house is clean." Wilder Life says my cleaning business will own a few of these robots, and I'll go and make sure it's all done well. You got it. There's going to be a big opening there for a long time. There's going to be a long cycle where people aren't going to want to own these things themselves. There's going to be people like Rachel who are smart enough to go, "I can buy one of these and just tote it around to all these different houses and program it, and it'll go clean it, and I can go clean another house, or I can go work on paperwork, or I can go smoke a doobie out behind the house while the thing cleans." And then at some point, people are going to realize that they just need one, and it's easy enough to figure out how to use it and program it and get it to do what you want. But there's going to be an opportunity there in the middle for sure. Pickle P says, imagine if you had an AI reading off all the probabilities as you were playing blackjack on a 5-card deck. Still odds. It can't predict the future. It can give you odds. No, like, don't get me wrong. Counting, you can make a shitload of money counting cards, but it's all odds. Rewiler Life says, just give me a Roomba with without Wi-Fi for new construction, one that doesn't need to have a floor plan and can just run. They have to be around. I have to believe that the older ones would be pre-Wi-Fi. Not pre-Wi-Fi, but pre-requiring Wi-Fi. I think the older models of Roombas had motion or sensors. I think it was all visual sensors. So it just kind of went forever. John Palmer says, when I was a kid, I was programming in BASIC, and now I can't even keep up with any of it. Yeah, I was messing around with an AI program, and we were talking about writing an app in Python. And it was spitting code out to me. I had no idea what the fuck I was reading. And I didn't have time to follow through on it. But it basically, I asked it to write me an app. The code in Python for an app. Python's a programming language, if you don't know what it is. I asked it to write me an app in Python, and it was like, well, I can't really just do that. You need to help me through it, but I will ask you for the information I need to get us to an end goal. And so I started telling it, answering the questions, and it was spitting out the code as I was reading it, as I was answering the questions. Is that a valuable tool? Pickle Pete, I actually sent you a message yesterday about a design question and AI. I don't know if you glazed over that when we were talking about other shit, because I sent it in a bunch of messages because I didn't want to forget to send it. But I'm curious your thoughts on that, and follow up with that next week with you guys on the show. Rewiler Life says they get stuck and don't vacuum well. That's the issue. They suck. Well, right. Well, that's the thing. That's the trade-off. Could you set up a like, seriously, Starlink would work for you? Like, if you showed up in the house and you knew what direction you had to go and you set up Starlink, because what does it need? Does it just need a Wi-Fi network? You could just throw up a fucking Wi-Fi network if it needs to connect to something, your own little Wi-Fi network. But no shit, you could probably just set up Starlink and take it with you from house to house and set it up, and zoom. You have your model, you have your Roomba. Oh, it takes a ton of time for get the floor fan. Yeah, gotcha. Jim says code writes code and robots make robots. It's just a matter of time before we are the Jetsons. We are the Jetsons. We're going beyond the Jetsons. We already are the Jetsons. I saw a really interesting, it was a spoof on the Jetsons intro the other day. I should have saved it. I didn't. I don't even know where to find it anymore. It was on TikTok maybe. But it was going through the Jetsons intro and all the space age things that they had there. Yeah, we're using them all. Like, legit. They're all available now. Some more prevalent than others, and some more everyday than others. But Zoom calls, video phones, yeah, Watch the intro of the Jetsons. It's not that far out anymore. Pickle Pete says this is such a perfect setup to the album launch. Thank you. A good conversation before I spin it. The whole point of the album is to have this conversation, so I succeeded already. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, you stimulated me to think about where the credit lies. Especially last night, I was talking to Brian, and I was telling him, "Hey, you should take your music and put it on Wavelake. Wavelake is a value for value platform, just like Fountain and Podverse, but it's for music, and you can tip, you can zap." And I was like, "Put it up there. I mean, it's good. It's decent. People are gonna like it. Somebody's gonna like it. Everybody likes something different anyway. There's no bad music. There's just music you don't like." And so I asked him, morning, Corey. I asked him if he should put it up there, and he said, "You put it up there." And I said, "Hey, Jim, talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out." And I said, "You should put it up there." He said, No. You do it. Take it. Take credit. It's free to use. You're doing more work by putting it up there, so you should be compensated for some of that. He says, spread the message, spread the word, make people think, make people have a conversation. And it got me thinking about who gets the credit, who actually is designing this stuff, who's using it, what are we using it for, what are we going to use it for, and down and down and down the rabbit hole. And that's kind of why I started thinking about having this as the show today. It didn't really get that deep into it. We talked about a lot of shit before we got started. John Palmer says, careful letting Brian stimulate you, Brian. And that could go either way, guys. That Brian could go either way. Prep to Adventure says, I worry about the lack of accountability with AI and eventually robots when they start doing important stuff. Hey, maybe we should audit the Fed. You know what? I'd like it if the government was accountable. I'd like it if my neighbor was accountable. Those tools I can't use for my benefit. AI I can. John Palmer says, like driving. You drive every day, all day, John. Do you ever see anybody do something fucking stupid? Something you're like, oh my fucking God, I can't believe they just did that. People do stupid shit. People aren't accountable for what they do. It is going to happen. It is already happening. Wrap your head around it, start to figure it out, and use it to your advantage. Because it's going to start doing important shit. It's going to be unaccountable. It's going to start running your life. So have a handle on what's going on. Understand its capabilities so you can see it when it's going on. John says constantly sees people doing shit. So what's the difference if AI does 99.9% perfect and you have a malfunction because it's in your car and you're going to crash? I mean, what's stopping that semi from crossing the road and hitting you head on? Like last November when my friend's wife, and she was my friend too, I guess, and now he's still my friend, was just driving to work and paying attention, like minding her own business, and gets head on collision. Would it have been better if AI was driving that day? I don't know. We'll find out. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. Open your eyes. Figure out what's going on and be ready. be ready for it, and be able to capitalize and use it to your advantage. That's all I got to say. Memorial Day, I'll be back. I'll be back on Monday. I don't take days off. Fuck it. I take days off when I extremely have to, but holidays are bullshit and it's just another day. So let's roll on Monday. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. Corey and I are going to get a bunch of shit done out at Lots Landing. So far, that's the name. So far, not official yet by any means, but I'm liking it and it's growing on me more and more. I told Corey that she's going to have to start thinking of new things to get me on a new track if she doesn't like it. But I think it's pretty good. Other than that, guys, have an awesome weekend. If you are taking Memorial Day off, if you've got a long weekend, enjoy it. Get some shit done. Use your time wisely. Be motivated wisely, as in, getting shit done. If you need to fucking rest, that's getting some stuff done too. So anyway, have an awesome weekend, guys. It's been a long week. I'm glad it's over. We'll move on next week and we'll be back at full steam. Lots of stuff to do this weekend. Hope you have a great one. We'll talk to you later.